And we are on. Happy New Year. I'm so excited. This is my favorite time of the month where we get to come together, and I get to be one of the very first to say Happy New Year, at least in the world of Arbonne. So welcome everyone to the call tonight. You're at the right place at the right time. It's our Humphreys Nation Call on a new night. We're going to be doing our Nation Call on Tuesdays, starting off the month on Tuesdays. And how I like to think of our meeting together, this is the board meeting for your business. This is the time where you come together and we learn all great things, Arbonne, and we're able to equip you with powerful training and tools to keep your business rolling into this month and 6, 9 months, 12 months beyond this point in time. So what you're going to hear tonight and put into practice is really going to benefit your business in the short term, but also the long term. So this is a perfect opportunity to come together tonight. It's always my honor to start off our call with our recognition for the month previous. So I get to acknowledge our December recognition and specifically our top leaders in designated areas. For instance, we like to acknowledge our top sponsor. And those of you who have plugged into your local team meeting are probably already familiar with this vernacular, but we have a lot of new team members joining us. So anyone is considered a sponsor if they sponsor a new preferred client or consultant at the 150 QV level as their starting order. And so our top sponsor from Klamath Falls, Oregon goes to Melissa Ladner, 14. In her personal sponsorship. Congratulations, Melissa. That is awesome. Rock star level. I love it. Our top district manager, Jessie Wagner. I hope Jessie's on the call with us tonight. I know it's late on her time, but such a treat and a shout out to give you a big giddy up, sister. So over 5,000 in Jessie's central district. That is awesome. Rock star stuff. So excited. Our top area manager, we'll go to Melissa Ladner as well this evening, and she had 24,695 in her central area. 21,000 of that was in her central district. So she was moving and shaking. I'm not quite for sure when she was sleeping in December, but she had a lot on the radar. So really excited for that fun. Our top regional vice president goes to Rhiannon Carlson, 67,271. So congratulations to our top achievers in our entire nation. And we love to give a shout out for people who achieved the level of district manager bonus. And really the essential what this means for our business is that these folks are really doing the do and reaching out, locking arms with new people in their personal business and helping to give them a good start to Arbonne. So teaching and training and showing what we do to build a successful Arbonne business. So our DM bonus achievers for the month of December, Rhiannon Carlson from Orland, California, Alyssa Cavallaro from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Kimberly Graham from Sparks, Nevada, Melissa Ladner, Klamath Falls, Oregon, Jennie Pierce from Joshua Tree, California, Tiff Spitznagel from Irwin, PA, Jessie Wagner from Monroeville, PA. So excited for you guys. Round of applause for our DM bonus earners. Huge accomplishment. And that's an awesome benchmark for building your business, you guys. We like to talk about good, great, and awesome goals. This is the awesome goal for your personal business, to shoot for 5,000 team volume plus 5 newly sponsored within your central business. So congratulations, you guys. Our area manager bonus earners, these lovely ladies have come in with 20,000 in their central area business plus 10 new sponsorships, and that goes to Rhiannon Carlson, Alyssa Cavallaro, and Melissa Ladner. Congratulations, that's awesome. And our RVP, our regional vice president bonus achiever, adding a big chunk to her paycheck goes to Rhiannon Carlson. Way to go, sister, that's exciting. And so Rhiannon hit that bonus because she had 60,000 QV in her central region, as well as 20 new sponsorships in her central region. So way to go, you guys. It's my pleasure now to turn the call over to our amazing leaders who are going to help me recognize those who are in qualification for management levels within Arbonne. And all of you, I think, are becoming familiar. There's 4 management levels: district manager level, area manager level, regional vice president, and national vice president. And so we are acknowledging those who are in qualification for the first management level tonight, in qualification for district manager, as well as new district managers. And without further ado, if I could create a walk-up song for you guys. I have now little nicknames for y'all. So hopefully you're happy with the nickname I have so given. I will change it if you don't love your walk-up song. So when you guys, a little aside, when you go to Global Trading Conference with us in April, all of the home office people, Kay has a walk-up song, Dion has a walk-up song. I think it's Mick Jagger something. And so you'll get familiar with these walk-up songs. But bringing on the line from Pensacola, Florida, our sweet Sarah, Soul Sister Gernert. Sarah, I am so excited to bring you on to do incredible recognition for your region and also for Lynn's region. So I think I have you on, girl.
Thank you, Becky. You can hear me?
I can. Go for it.
Okay, so in qualification for district manager, we have 3 women. Erin Bearwalt from Fernley, Nevada, sponsored by Lisa Shea. Allie Caldwell from Carson City, Nevada, sponsored by Kim Graham. And Lena Garzone from Reno, Nevada, sponsored by Kim Graham. Way to go, girls. We're very proud of you.
Congratulations. Thank you so much, Sarah. I really, really appreciate you hopping on tonight. And sweet kisses to little Lily. Hopefully she's doing well, hanging out down there. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
I don't think I have Kendall on the line with us. Let me just check my list of participants. She had a family emergency, which I'll touch base on in just a moment. Let me see if, I know I'm waiting for Rhiannon to join us as well. What I will do, let me go ahead and do Rhiannon's recognition, since I know she's meeting with a potential business builder. So doing the do. And I will acknowledge those in qualification for Rhiannon Carlson region. Rachel Aja from Goodyear, Arizona, sponsored by Rhiannon. And I also have Amanda Salmons from Orland, California, sponsored by Lisa Vlach. And also Karen Young from Redmond, Oregon, sponsored by Melissa Ladner. And new district managers in the Rhiannon Carlson region. We have one new district manager, Tara Patsky from Klamath Falls, Oregon, sponsored by Melissa Ladner. Congratulations, Tara. So excited for you guys. Thank you so much for your hard work in December. That's awesome. And even though I couldn't announce her because Rhiannon has a business meeting, Rhiannon, we are the champions, Carlson. Kendall, top of the world, Travers. And last but not least, I will have Alyssa, amazed by you, Cavallaro, come on the line. Let me see if I can unmute you, sister. Oh, where's Alyssa Cavallaro? Maybe you can unmute yourself. Can you do that?
Yeah, I think, did it work?
Yep, it worked. Thank you, love.
All right, we have 3 people in qualification. We have Megan Clowner from Canonsburg, Pennsylvania, sponsored by myself. We have Elena Sisley from North Huntington, Pennsylvania, sponsored by myself. And we also have Bree Fink from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, sponsored by Jesse Wagner. Did you want me to do new district managers now too?
Go for it. Yes, please.
And we have 2 brand new district managers. We have Gabby Vanunu from Latrobe, Pennsylvania, sponsored by Kylie Miller, and Karen Gross from Latrobe, Pennsylvania, sponsored by Gabby Vanunu.
Awesome. Awesome. Congratulations. I'm so excited. You guys, when you go district, you have every potential to go nation in this business. It's just continuing to do what you did to get to district manager and teaching and training those who you don't even know yet, who have not even walked into your business yet, to do the same thing. So we're so excited for you guys. Congratulations to everyone on your promotions, and we're cheering you guys on to a strong finish. I want to take a moment to acknowledge those in our nation who are in need of prayer. So we have several extended family members who are a part of the Becky Humphreys Nation that we love to love on, and that we're wishing incredible vitality, wellness, and prosperous health in the new year. A big shout out to Blanca in Scranton, Pennsylvania. Also Dan Carpenter Sr. from Sparks, Nevada. Millie Carpenter from Sparks, Nevada. She had sinus surgery recently and is doing really well. New just in tonight, Kaylee. This is Kendall's sister and Jennie Pierce's sister-in-law. She's been hospitalized today. If I get an update before I send out the recording, I will definitely send that with you guys. So keep her in your prayers. And Justin Pierce from Joshua Tree, California, as well as Mike West from Reno, Nevada, and our sweet sideline sisters that are going through a breast cancer fight, Shayna in Portland, Oregon, and Sarah Wilson in Arkansas. So thank you, all of you, for keeping them in your prayers as we go forward and launch this brand new, fresh start new year with them on the top of our mind. We really appreciate it. I'm going to cover a few brief announcements before we have our training this evening. And just to start off, I'm thinking that when I tell you guys that January 31st is the renewal deadline for consultants, I'm thinking that it's gonna stick this month. I know I've said it like for the past 4 nation calls, and you guys are probably like, oh yeah, Becky, whatever, really? Is this really gonna roll? I think Arbonne's gonna stick to it. You guys don't have to worry about preferred client renewals. Arbonne has totally shelved preferred client renewals, but they do want us all as consultants to renew by January 31st. When we renew for those who are eligible with our $30 renewal, they will also put in our savings voucher, a $15 savings voucher, which you can use toward a product purchase. So really cool that they're doing that. And the other biggie that is fun and happening is that they're waiving any of the 12 in 12 requirement for us for the whole 2015 year. So, and for those of you who are newer to our business, the 12 in 12 requirement means that over a 12-month span, we have to accumulate $1,200 PQV, that's personal qualifying volume, to keep our consultant membership active at our next renewal time. So for instance, my renewal comes up again in May. My 12 and 12 has been waived for those several months of 2015. I don't have to worry about those. But once May starts for me in 2016, then at that point it picks up forward and I have to be mindful of my 12 and 12 requirement. If you have any questions, just get with your upline on that. But January 31st, renewals are due. If you have any questions, reach out to one of us and we will be happy to walk you through where to find that information on WebStats. We don't want anyone missing the boat, and especially Arbonne's been gracious with waiving that. Global Training Conference. My call to action is register, register, register. The Global Training Conference has already exceeded 13,000 registrations. It caps out and it's sold out at 16,500. So if you have not yet registered for Global Training Conference in Las Vegas from April 14th through the 16th, go online and register. I know Arbonne has already given us a really gracious opportunity to earn GTC, which is fabulous, and it's very, very achievable. I'm going to bring that up on our screen shortly so that you can review that. But if you have not yet registered, they will sell out. They will sell out, and we don't want anyone missing the boat on that with us. In light of the Earn GTC, they're giving us January and February to earn our GTC registration, as well as some other amazing goodies. So let me just pull that information up, you guys, so that you can see it for your own beautiful eyes. Okay, here we go. So this shows what Arbonne is doing for us. So this applies to anyone who is at consultant level or beyond. You're able to earn your GTC registration when you sponsor 2 new consultants who place a single order of $350 preferred personal qualifying volume by the end of February. And if you go beyond that, when you go beyond that, and you sponsor 5 new independent consultants who place that same order, $350 personal qualifying volume, by the end of February, you earn your registration fee, which is a $295 value, a complimentary I Want It All set, which is an $800 value, a complimentary purchase with purchase gift, And you're going to receive retail volume and qualifying volume in April for those complimentary products, which means you will get that back in your paycheck. I mean, Arbonne is giving away the farm on this, and I'm so excited. They're so gracious and so giving, and this is, in my opinion, hands down the best Earn GTC that we've had, because you guys can be walking away with product. So I will send out this flyer with our recording, but also know that it's up and available on the source. So really a phenomenal opportunity right at our fingertips. This is so achievable for every single one of us. So really, really excited for that. And our last announcement before I bring Generator on the line for our training tonight is that we have a new enhancement to our success plan. And so our success plan really dictates and goes over how we're paid in Arbonne. And traditionally, independent consultants do not earn what's called an override for helping a new team member build their business. They earn override on their personal business. I'm sorry, they earn bonuses on their personal sponsoring, but not necessarily on helping a new team member. But Arbonne acknowledges that it takes time. We're investing time away from our families. We're investing time in training a new person to do that. So they've totally brought forward an incredible compensation for anyone who is currently at independent consultant level. You might be a new independent consultant. You might be an independent consultant that has been with us in our nation for several years. Does not matter. This is not just a new independent consultant opportunity. But here's what I want to show you guys that's happening. They're giving us a very generous 6% override on your directly sponsored new consultant. And so the cool thing about this, let me share a screen again so that you guys can have an opportunity to see. I love that Arbonne makes these beautiful, pretty flyers. It makes me look so good. I love it. So as you can see, in this independent consultant cash bonus program, they're doing a trial of it for the first half of this year, but honestly, I think it's going to go amazingly well, giving us that 6% override. So when you sponsor one new independent consultant who accumulates 250 personal qualifying volume, you're going to be eligible for 6% override. And an override is simply 6% of the wholesale amount of what there is in their personal business. So let's say, for instance, that they have 1,000 PQV. In their start month. Let's just say that that's the case. You're going to get 6% on $650 because that is the wholesale amount that Arbonne pays us on. And so that's just one example. Look at what happens with bonusing opportunities too. So now if you have one new sponsorship plus you hit in your personal business 1,500 qualifying volume and success line volume, then they're going to give you a $50 cash bonus on top of that 6% override. And finally, when you sponsor 2 or more consultants within 1 month that each have a 250 starting order, and if you achieve 2,500 as a grouping, so that's all of you combined, 2,500 in success line volume, then you're going to get the 6% override plus a $100 cash bonus. You guys, I've never seen this in Arbonne before. This is wonderful enhancement to our success plan. I remember several months in the start of my Arbonne business where, I mean, my paychecks were, you know, $15, $20, and that went on for several months until we promoted to, you know, district manager. So of course they want us to help people promote to districts, so that enhances our paycheck, because then you get 8% override on everything, on your volume as well as that of your new consultants. But this is awesome. This is money in your pocket to offset the expense of starting a business and to compensate people for the time that they're taking to really learn a new language. And you guys all know that. I'm preaching to the choir here. It takes a little while to get your sea legs when you're starting a business. So I love that Arbonne is equipping us with this. So, and just as a summary, they're giving us now 4 ways to have compensation, a generous compensation at the independent consultant level. When we sell retail, we make a 35% commission. When we sponsor a preferred client, we get a 15% rebate off the total cost of their order. When we sign on a new independent consultant, we now are eligible for a 6% override if you're at independent consultant level. And finally, you're going to have an opportunity for bonusing at independent consultant level with either the $50 bonus or the $100 bonus. So truly, truly awesome that they're doing this for us. Okay, without further ado, we're going to round out a powerful training tonight. And I know that this is really going to speak to the heart of so many of you who are plugging in and just looking for that magic mojo at the start of 2016. And we, on behalf of all of your leaders, we're really eager to partner with you to help you achieve your why and your desired income from your Arbonne business this year in 2016. And this is a perfect time, you guys, to start off the new year with a great vision of what will be happening at the end of the year. Here are some points to ponder, some things to think about in the next couple of days. What 10 things do I want to put on my wish list for 2016? And it can be any 10 things in the universe. If you had a catalog of the universe, any 10 things that you would love to see happen in 2016. No particular order for you type A'ers. It's not like you have to sort that all out and have it itemized 1 through 10. So no particular order, but what 10 things do you want on your wish list this year? Might be a certain income on your commission check. Maybe take a trip thanks to your Arbonne income. How about health goals? What health goals do you have for you or for your family? What vision do you have for helping new people start this amazing journey with Arbonne? If you paint the picture now of how many people you want to help, they will start coming out of the woodwork and making their faces known to you. Happens every time. When you put it out there in the universe, definitely God and the universe reward you back. They're going to put people in your path. Here's another point to ponder. How many hours per week will you commit to working Arbonne? That's an important question to get honest with yourself and honest with your family about. An example, and this is simplistic, but not entirely inaccurate. If we were looking at an 8-hour work week, half of that time, 4 hours in that week, would be spent on time giving an Arbonne presentation, sharing Arbonne. 1.5 hours of that week would be devoted to follow-up, which is key. Fortune's in the follow-up, right? Half an hour would be devoted to the non-income producing activity, organizing your office, getting through your paperwork, blah, blah, blah. And then 2 full hours of personal development. That's a biggie. So that's in a nutshell what an 8-hour work week would look like in Arbonne. So this is the third important part to ponder. What safeguards will I put in my daily routine to decrease distraction and increase discipline? And I'm going to share this direct quote with Deanna Heron because she shared it with us on our VP page, and I thought it was so powerful. The key to your success in 2016 is to plan and do. You will not reach your goal without both. You can plan the roadmap, but unless you do, it is futile. You can do, but unless you have a plan, who knows where you will be. In 2015, so if you look at last year, what did you do well? What could you do better? What do you want to incorporate into your business to strengthen your discipline? Discipline is learned. It's practicing something over and over until it becomes a habit. Once you've reflected, plan then to put it into action. I believe in you. Awesome, awesome words from Deanna. So here's some examples of how you can safeguard what your day is going to look like so that you can maximize working toward your goals in 2016. You may want to list your daily top to-dos. You might want to list those 6 things that at night before you go to bed, or maybe if you're an early morning person, right out of the chute in the morning, you might want to list those top 6 things that are must-dos for that day. Perhaps it's carving out 15-minute time chunks in your weekly schedule where you can focus on your asks and focus on your follow-up, because those times have to happen within your week, and it always happens better if you actually schedule it. Maybe it's turning Facebook notifications off. Or at the very least, just sticking to certain windows in your day where you're focusing on social media. It might be before, 9 in the morning and after 9 at night. Those are just some suggestions. That's going to look different for every single one of us on the call tonight. But ultimately, we make our income as independent consultants with Arbonne when we're sharing the Arbonne story. The number of times we're presenting the Arbonne story is directly proportional to the amount of growth we're going to see in our business. Each year, the number of times we're sharing the story each year, the number of times each month, and the number of times each week. So in short, Arbonne activity equals sharing Arbonne by giving presentations. And in this year, 2016, we're all about activity. That's going to be our mantra and focus in the Humphreys Nation, all about activity. It's my pleasure tonight to bring on the line with us incredible generator. I call her that. And she probably is giggling right now, but Jennie Pierce, who hails from Joshua Tree, California, she has been an incredible advocate, not only for me and my business, but for all of you all. She is really the one that is literally cheering you on in every single moment. And she does personal activity like nobody's business. And I'm happy that she's going to share a bit of a history on what her Arbonne business looked like when she started Arbonne nearly 9 years ago, because it's important. It's important to hear that part of her story. And she's going to be highlighting why we concentrate on the 2,500 brick and why we focus on 5 personally sponsored a month. So 2,505 can be the title of this particular training. And let me see where generator is. I love this girl. Here she is. Ah, okay. Look at her. Hello, beautiful. Can you hear me?
I'm putting on my vision glasses so I can answer all these questions that you gave us. So this is for Lynn. Lynn has a pair too.
Hey, I love it. You look gorgeous, sister. Gorgeous. Thank you so much.
This is I've been working all day. Okay, let me see. I have my notes on my screen. So first of all, before I get started, I want to just have a big shout out to Alyssa Cavallaro. I have been giddy for you all day. Like all day I've been showing your picture to my students and their parents and my coworkers, just bragging about you, the fact that you got to leave your job, or you're getting to, I guess you gave your notice. Anyway, I'm just so proud of you. And I know that what you did today is huge for your team to see that it's possible to absolutely achieve your goals. So I'm very proud of you. And Becky, I have to say, Zoom makes you look amazing. You are a hot mama. And and for all of those of us who are day one of detox, woo, good job. So what I'm going to talk about right now is what the $2,500 brick, which includes the volume that is personal volume plus new volume that you're bringing in from new people coming into your business, and also having 5 new personally sponsored $150 preferred clients and or consultants. So Becky kind of gave me an outline, so I filled it in. So I'm going to go through these things. First of all is, why is this important? Okay, why is it so important that you have this $2,500 you and new volume plus 5 new personally sponsored preferred clients or consultants? And the biggest reason is that it means your business is growing. So what you're doing is you are adding new clients and business builders to your business every single month. If you just have volume without the sponsoring, you're not growing, okay? You're basically in maintenance is what you are. And honestly, I can't believe, Becky, you said 9 years and I almost like fell out of my chair. I can't believe it's been that long. But you're gonna have some clients stick with you for the entirety of your business, okay? And then you're gonna have some people who place an order or 2 and then they fall out. So if you're not continually bringing in new people into your business, eventually you will be declining, okay? So sponsoring is a huge indicator of not just where your business is now, but where it's going. So one of the things I look at when I'm looking at my web stats is not just the number, but how many people are being sponsored, because that actually is almost maybe even more important than the actual volume itself. Because as you're bringing in new people into your business and your team is bringing in new people into your business, that is an indication of promotion. So if you're looking to promote, you want to sponsor, okay? I just want to give you an example. So when I was pregnant with my third baby, Jedi, I was super, super sick pretty much the entire time, like awfully, just awful, okay? And honestly, during that time, I was not doing very much personal activity, and I was not sponsoring. And so I was just maintaining, and my business was not growing. And at first I was like, oh, this is fine. I'm getting the volume I need, it's fine. But what I noticed is that, a few months down the road, my business still wasn't growing because I hadn't been sponsoring for that time that I was pregnant with my son and very sick. And so it took me about 6 months to really get my business growing again, okay? So the sponsoring piece and the volume piece work together to really grow your business, okay? Your goal is to hit 20% growth every month, okay? And if you're continually hitting this goal and teaching your business builders to do the same of getting that $2,500 you and new, and then sponsoring your at least 5 personally sponsored. Melissa Ladner, I'm so impressed, 14. That's amazing. So Melissa had 14 people that she sponsored personally in her business. Her business is growing, and we're going to see her be in qualification for regional vice president very soon. I'm putting money on you, Melissa. So having this goal, this 2,500 you and new, and having these 5 people sponsored every month is a sign of a healthy business, okay? So those of you hitting your district manager bonuses every month, it's a sign of a healthy business. You're growing your business, okay? So this is your personal business. This is what we're talking about. You personally doing volume that you're personally ordering, and then your new people are ordering as well. So we're not talking about if you have a business builder including their volume in this particular goal, okay? You want 2,500 between your volume and new volume coming in, okay? So even if you are an area manager or if you are a regional vice president, you are still personally going for this goal of 2,500 you plus new volume and having at least 5 personally sponsored consultants or business builders or preferred clients. Okay, so I want to talk about what that actually looks like and the activity to get there. And if you're new to our business, we have a very simple system. It's basically called 2, 2, and 2, so that's easy to remember. And what we're talking about in 2, 2, and 2 is income producing activity, and Becky alluded to that a little bit. But each week, your goal is to have 2 group presentations, 2 one-on-ones, and 2 opportunity appointments, okay? That is your goal. Now, are you going to hit that every week? Maybe not, okay? But that's your goal, 2 group presentations, 2 one-on-ones, and 2 opportunity appointments, okay? So early on in my business, Deanna Herron would repeat over and over and over again, I think to get in our heads, that it was 6 for success, 8 to be great, and 10 to win, okay? So that means 6 group presentations to be successful, 8 to be great, and 10 to win. So think about this. If each group presentation is an average of $500, and we really try to get $500 presentations for our hostesses because that's where they can really get some really great host rewards, and that's where they get free shipping and all of that. So let's say the average group presentation is $500. If you had 6 presentations in a month, you're out talking to new people, that's about $3,000 in volume, okay? And at these 6 group presentations, you are going to have people become preferred clients, and you're probably going to find some business builders as well, okay? So let's say then you're doing 8 presentations. That is about $3,500 in volume a month, and 10 presentations would be $5,000, okay? So you can see we're having the presentation and talking to people is really, really important. So those presentations will cancel. Some of those presentations will cancel, and some may not hit that $500 mark, but overbooking will sure that you easily hit your goal. I don't know why that phone's ringing. It never rings. Easily hitting your goal of $2,500. Okay, so that's presentations. And I'm going to talk about the fact that presentations are so important. But your goal, like I said, is to have 2. Okay, so another part of our income-producing activities and part of our 2, 2, and 2 is one-on-ones. Okay, so one-on-ones are going to be for people who cannot attend a group presentation, or maybe they're out of your geographic area and they're too far to drive to. Maybe they're in a different country, different state. So what you can do is at your group presentations, you can ask a hostess, who are 2 people that you think would really have loved these products that couldn't come tonight. Maybe I can do a one-on-one or a sample study with them. And then you can get some names to do one-on-ones. Or maybe you have Facebook friends that you want to do a sample study with because they're too far or whatever. Maybe it's people that couldn't come to a business launch, and so you can help your new business builder with some one-on-ones. Okay, so your minimum goal with that is to have 2 a week. Okay, 2 presentations, 2 one-on-ones. And then we have our opportunity appointments. So opportunity appointments are simply talking to people who are interested in joining your business, or that people that you would actually love to have in your business, like people that are on your dream team. Okay, so many of these people that you're going to ask to look at the opportunity of this are going to be people you meet at your presentations. Some people are going to be in your warm market because you love them and you want them in your business, but a lot of the times people will be at the presentations. So what does it mean to have an opportunity appointment? This is simply giving someone an opportunity call to listen to. If you have not been on SoundCloud, you can go to online, you can go to soundcloud.com and you can search Deanna Heron, and there's like 50 of them. There's like 50 different opportunity calls, including our very own Kendall and our very own Becky. So you can easily send somebody a link, have them listen to a 20-minute call, and then we have our 4 questions that we follow up with. And so if you're not sure what those questions are or those calls are, talk to your sponsor, your upline, and we can give you that information. Okay, so what I want you to notice about all of these 2, 2, and 2s, okay, is that out of your presentations, you're going to get the one-on-ones and you're going to get the opportunity appointments. Okay, and that's why presentations are so important. And yes, we live in an age of technology and we can do a lot of things online, but there is nothing like having people together, trying products, feeding off one another, getting to know you, because they're buying you when they buy Arbonne as well. So they're getting to know you, the consultant, and you're getting to know new people. Okay, so I want you to realize how important the presentations are. Okay, now some of you are thinking, I would love to be doing presentations, but I can't book any presentations. Is anybody saying that right now? So if you're having a hard time booking in your warm market, one of the things I did early on is I would host my own presentations in my home, and I would bribe people. So for instance, my sister, I would bribe her and say, please, can you find 4 people to come over and we'll do a foot soak? And any of the host rewards I'll give to you if you can just bring these 4 people and let me do a presentation. Or if there were people who couldn't come to a business launch that I had, or I hadn't had a chance to talk to about Arbonne, I would invite them to my home and do a presentation there. Maybe it's a facial that you're going to do with them. It doesn't matter. It's the same presentation. But to entice them to come over, you can bribe them with facials and foot soaks. And I have to say, winter is one of those months where people are always complaining about their dry feet. So winter would be a great time to ask people to come over and soak their feet and use the sea salt scrub and all of that. So have your own presentations. That's one way to start to get more bookings, okay? And you can book from those, okay? The other thing I would recommend, if you aren't doing this yet, is learn how to do vendor shows, okay? I just did a bride show this last Sunday, and I now have about 60 cold market contacts from one day at a bride show. And from those contacts, let's say I book let's say I book 10 parties from the 60 contacts. I'm going to be in contact with another, 3 to 5 people from each one of those contacts. So you can see how that can really grow things. And our team has really done a good job at coming up with a system of success for vendor shows. So if that's not something you've done, I would talk to your sponsor, your upline, and I would really recommend looking at how to do those vendor shows. The other thing I kind of want to talk about is being a team of one in the beginning of my business, okay? So in the beginning of my business, this was in 2007, I was working full-time, and I had 2 little baby boys. Joshua was just 3 and Jaden was 1, and I didn't even have Jedi yet. He came a couple of years later. And every day I had to drop them off at daycare at 6:30 in the morning because I had to be at my job by 6:41. I know that time sounds ridiculous, but that was the time I had to be there. I was a miserable high school science teacher, and all I wanted to do was be with my babies. And it was sad for me, and it was sad for them when I would have to leave them so early in the morning and not be there to pick them up until after my grading was done and my prepping was done and all of that. So these boys were my why, okay? And so early on, I was working full-time and raising children and being married and doing, busy. It's busy. But I worked the system, that 2, 2, and 2, to the best of my ability from the beginning of my business, okay? And you guys, this system works if you work the system consistently, okay? I may not have hit that 2, 2, and 2 every month or every week, but it's what I aimed for, okay? And at that time, because of my schedule, I focused on the presentations because that's where I was talking to the most people, and that's where everything else came from, the one-on-ones and the opportunity calls. So I think I have made my point of how important presentations are, okay? But I learned some things about how to best work my business around my personal life and fit my personal producing income activity into my busy schedule. And it's still a work in progress, but here are a few, as Becky calls them, Jennie gems, to help you out as far as being a busy person and working an Arbonne business, okay? So one of the things that Becky alluded to was decide how many hours a week you want to work your Arbonne business, okay? It's really, really important that you think about that. If you can put in 10 hours consistently, then put in 10 hours consistently. If you can put in 6 hours consistently, then put in 6 hours consistently. But you need to know what your schedule is so that you can plan your time accordingly. So my number 1 tip, number 1, is to schedule your time. And that seems so elementary, but I think there's so many of us who go through life, doing the normal stuff that it's easy for us not to schedule our time and to think about, and to make your priorities. So I think it's really important to schedule your time on your calendar and set reminders, okay? I think you need to plan the time you want to be in your office making phone calls, and then you want to plan the time you need to do your presentations and put it on your calendar. You want to schedule your Arbonne time around your priorities. So you need to know what your priorities are. So in my life, kind of give you an idea of priorities, I have, God is my number 1, my marriage is my number 2, my kids are my number 3. I do have a part-time job with a school district. I have to make that a priority. And then, of course, there's Arbonne, okay? So I schedule, okay? So the time you schedule should be a decision made by you and, if applicable, your spouse, okay? And it shouldn't be based on how you feel, because if it's based on how you feel, there are going to be times when you do not feel like doing Arbonne, okay? So that's why it needs to be scheduled, and it needs to be agreed upon by you and your spouse if that's applicable. Plan for all parts of building the system. okay, including your presentations, your one-on-ones, and your Discover Arbonne calls, as well as following up with clients. Remember that your non-income producing activity can be scheduled in the wee hours, if that would be after kids go to bed or early in the morning, or if you're a night owl. Those don't have to be during the day when you need to be making phone calls, okay? So, you know, this would be things like checking your emails or filing things or making flyers, or even making your to-do list like Becky had mentioned, okay? So the number one Jennie gem is to schedule your time on a calendar around your priorities, okay? Number two would be to review your day and weekly schedules and discuss them with your spouse. So if you're married, it is vital that you discuss your calendar on a daily basis. And so my husband Justin and I, we talk each morning. We get up very early. He gets up about 4:30. I get up about 5. And we have coffee and we look at our calendar. And this will basically helps me to schedule my time around our family needs. It also helps us to figure out the logistics, you know, who's picking up who's making dinner, who's taking this kid to that practice, who's taking kid to this practice. Oh yeah, I have a presentation tonight, those kinds of things, so that you can, you basically communicate that with your spouse and allow your spouse to help you do the things that need to get done, because you are working full time. You are also working a part-time business. So you are not going to be able to do everything. I just want to throw that out there. You're not going to be able to do everything. So you need to allow your spouse to help you. And some of you might need to explain to your spouse how they can help you, whether it be give a kid a bath or, you know, take this kid to practice or whatever it is. Okay, it's the communication piece. Okay. Third Jennie gem is sync your calendar with your spouse's calendar. Okay, if you don't have a spouse, this is not an issue for you. But when you have a calendar, I have a Google Calendar. I got it online. I got my Google Calendar online. Then I set it to my phone. And then I had Justin add the same calendar to his phone. So now whenever I put something in my Google Calendar, whether it be on my laptop or if I put it straight into my phone, it actually pops up on his phone as well. So he can look through the week, he can look through the month, he can look through the year and see what I have scheduled. So GTC is coming up. He knows when and where I will be, okay, already right now. It's on his calendar. Jennie gem number 4. When you are not working your Arbonne business, be present with what you are doing, okay? So I think a lot of times, you know, especially in the beginning of our business, we're like crazy Arbonne brain, but you tend to bring your Arbonne business into the other parts of your life, and sometimes people can resent that. So, you know, for example, if you are with your family and it's their time, be with your family, be present with your family. If you're working in your Arbonne business and you have that time scheduled, then be present there and do that. But when you're not working your Arbonne business, be present with what you're doing. So whether it's your family or you're at church or you're at your job, do those things, okay? So last Jennie gem, okay, and I think Becky alluded to this also, is to be intentional, okay? I don't know, you might want to put this up. It's up on my wall. It's been up for 8 years. Be intentional. So you will have to intentionally work your business. You are not always going to feel like it. You may not want to go into your office. How many times do you just want to just walk past your office? Maybe you don't even feel like doing that presentation. That is why scheduling is so vital. You set your goals of what you want to accomplish in your business. That's when you put on your vision goggles. Okay, set your goals. Okay, and then you schedule the time to do it. Okay, so not being intentional in your business means that Arbonne is simply a hobby. Okay, if you are truly desiring to go to the top of this business, you must be intentional with your time. Okay, and that comes from the scheduling piece of it and working our system to 2 and 2. So I hope this has been helpful. Becky, I'm going to turn it back over to you. Becky Boo?
Can you hear me now?
Is she here? Yes. Yes, I can. Thank you.
Jenny, I love the Jenny Gems. That was awesome. Jenny Gems. There's a reason why I call her the generator, because she knows how to get things done in the nooks and crannies of her life. And she has just distilled it down to a science. And for the science teacher, that's a pretty phenomenal thing. So you are such a gift to me, honey. I am so excited. I mean, the first 9 years have been a ball. I can't wait to see where we go in the next 9 years together. And I'm so grateful that you live your priorities. You absolutely, Jenny has not been able to be live and part of our Nation Call for the past couple of years because she's living her priorities. Her commitment to God, first and foremost, that has taken her away from us on Wednesday nights, and in part why we wanted to shift this call so that she could be present, because she is a phenomenal, phenomenal gift to our team. So I love you and thank you for that awesome training, dear. So super. That was perfect. It hit all the right notes. And our final trainer inspiration tonight, some of you now may be saying, oh my goodness, I understand why. I get the 2202. I love it. I'm ready to roll with this, but you might be wanting a few more nuggets on the how. And so I'm going to bring on the line with us Alyssa Cavallaro. Alyssa's going to train us on something that's been very, very effective very recently for she and her team over in Pennsylvania. And I'm hoping that Alyssa will give also some inspirational nuggets from her amazing time in Manhattan. She was the earner on our nation for the Magic of Manhattan trip, which took place in December, not that long ago. So I know that she had many takeaways and was rubbing elbows with a lot of leaders in the home office, and I can't wait to hear her incredible nuggets. And she's, of course, at an incredible part of her journey because she gave notice for her JOB, and now she's a free woman. Yes, it's so exciting. So without further ado, come on up, sister. I'm going to bring you up on the big screen. Thanks, Alyssa.
Lucky you guys. You get to look at me. Yeah, so Becky had asked me to talk to you guys about our text messaging challenge that we learned in November at Deanna's Lake House. So we were trained by, some of the top VPs in Deanna's nation or whatever you would call it, her success line. And somebody stood up and said, we have been booking parties through text messages. And we were all just kind of like, oh, we all looked at Deanna like, did you know that this was happening? Did you know this was being said? Because, for the past 4 years, at least in my business, we have been taught to pick up the phone and not to text because it's not as personal. But it's 2016, and the way of the world now is text messaging. Everyone reads their text messages within the first 3 minutes that they receive them. So whenever this VP tried it and it worked, she shared it with all of us. So who wants a full calendar by the end of tomorrow if you're in Pittsburgh, or tonight if you're on the West Coast? So the exact verbiage to use, and you cannot deviate from this at all, just use it exactly. I'll send it to Becky. She can send it to you guys. You could just copy and paste it. It's, hey, Becky, I need a huge favor. I'm earning an Arbonne challenge and I must book 6 spa nights. Will you please help me and book 1? Nothing big, just you and a few friends. You get free facials, free products, and 80% off any products that you would like. It's a win-win, and it would really mean the world to me. And so just send that exactly, and as soon as they respond, so you have to do this whenever you have time to actually respond to them. As soon as they text back yes, respond, you're the best. Would you rather do a weeknight or a weekend? So give them the option, okay, weeknight or weekend. And then have some weeknights and weekends available that you're available to offer to them. So if they say, okay, I can do weekends, you say, okay, I'm available Saturday the 9th and Saturday the 24th. Which one works best? And then when they pick their choice, you respond back, great. Send me your home address and I'll get an invite created and sent to you ASAP so you can start inviting your guests. Thanks again. I really appreciate you. So the key is to get this sealed on your calendar with an invite ASAP, and then follow up later and coach your hostess. So I recommend that they invite a bunch of people because they normally get about 4 to 6 there. And then if your hostess isn't using Arbonne yet, get her some products to sample first. So I use an app, and it's called Red Stamp, to create the flyer. And I create one without any details on it so that I can save that flyer and then reuse it over and over and over again. And then I use the app over to add the hostess's information. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys and show you an example of some of the ones that we've created. And I'll also send these to Becky so that she can share them with you guys. Can you see this? Okay, so here's one that I have been using for a business launch. So what it says is, here's what I'm up to: discover Arbonne, pure, safe, and beneficial. And you'll notice there's no details down here. So I made this in Red Stamp, and then you would open this up in the Over app, and Over is this app right here. I think it's $3.99. It might be free, I don't remember. But you go in there and you open that image, and then you can add any text to it that you want. I have this one. This is for facials. I have this one. This one was for foot soaks that we did with the holiday products or the C-Source products. I have this one. This was also facials, so you can kind of change it up a little bit. And then one of the women I did, she made her own theme. It was like mother, like daughter. So it was like a mother-daughter facial party. And so I just added her information to the bottom here. So I'll share those with you guys so you have them, but you can use those or feel free to create your own. But make sure you save it because it saves you a lot of time. And then after I create the flyer, I text that to my hostess immediately. And I think the key is to ask them to book a spa night and not a party. I think the word party sometimes has a negative connotation, and people think they have to clean their whole house and hire a maid to come over and cook all this food and entertain 55 people at their house, and people just don't want to do that. It sounds stressful. So if you say spa night, it sounds like relaxing and zen and, 3 to 5 people. It just doesn't sound like as hard as having a party. So I got 6 people on my team's results from this. And between the 6 of us, we booked 32 parties for the month of January and February. And those were all booked within about 30 minutes. And I guarantee you guys, if you text at least 20 or 30 people, that you will book at least 6 parties, if not more, from this challenge. I think people are more likely to respond to a text message nowadays rather than answer the phone, especially my generation, millennials. We hate answering the phone unless it's somebody that we really want to talk to. So I'm challenging you all to book at least 6 parties and to try this, and text people on your chicken list. That's what I did. I texted people that I just was really afraid to ask, and it was easier for me to ask them in a text message. And at least 50% of them, if not more, said yes to me. And one of the girls is actually a girl that won a facial from me at a wedding show last year. And I'm like, how do I get her to host another party for me? Because she won before. Does she know what's going on? Absolute best client. She orders from me all the time. And now she's even thinking about joining my team. So just absolutely try it. Give it a shot. Do not deviate from the verbiage at all. It works like a charm. And reach out to people that, you're afraid to talk to or haven't hosted for you in a while. And if you don't have their phone number, you can reach out to them on Facebook too. I think that's a really good way. Plus, when they read your message, so if they're ignoring you. So that's really it for the text messaging. It's pretty simple. It's pretty self-explanatory. I know Melissa had talked about it a little bit on our Nation Call last month. So I'd say if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me and I can send you those flyers. But some of my takeaways from New York City. So our trip was December 3rd through the 5th, and it was amazing. I'm telling you guys, I earned this trip kind of on accident. I was going for it, but it just kind of happened. And I was really nervous because this was my first Arbonne trip without my sidekick, Kendall. And I literally knew nobody that was going on this trip. And I I'm a very shy person when I'm uncomfortable, and I debated for probably a minute, like, oh, maybe I won't go. And I was like, no, I'm going. Like, I earned it. It's awesome. So I met a girl on the cruise for literally 5 seconds, and I forced her to be my roommate because I didn't know anybody else. So I met this girl, Elizabeth, and we stayed in touch on Facebook. My flight ended up being super delayed, so I got there really late. And I arrived at the hotel when everybody was already at dinner. But Elizabeth had ventured out and made some friends that day while awaiting my arrival, and they saved me a seat at dinner. And when I got there, I was greeted with the warmest welcome from these girls that she had met that day. And to me, that was just incredible, because I don't know if you ever felt this way in like high school or middle school or even now at work. Like, people just aren't nice, and they're not warm, and they're not friendly, and women especially can be very catty. And these women, it was like we had been best friends our whole entire lives. They were hugging me, and I can't wait to meet you. I've heard so much about you. I don't even know who they heard about me from, because Elizabeth really didn't know me. So that was just a really big aha for me. One, that I can step outside my comfort zone, and I can, go places by myself and, just meet people and just network with people and find out what other people are doing. And guess what? They're doing the same exact thing that we are. They're doing the activity. They're doing the clean eating challenges. They're not deviating from our system. So it's exactly the same. And I just love that. But in our little group, there were consultants. Not one of us knew each other beforehand. And there were consultants from New Hampshire, New York, Missouri, Canada, Australia, California, and PA. So there was 9 of us total, and we just stuck together like glue the whole entire weekend. And what I loved is that we all came from different states, different countries, different teams, different uplines, different cultures, and it just felt like we had been connected, and that we were just placed in that moment to meet and to become lifelong friends. And that's what I love about Arbonne. It's our culture. I just quit my job today or yesterday in sales, and the culture there was so much different. It was so catty. It was very negative. It was cutthroat. No one was happy for if you did something good. The one VP that I met, she actually added me to her team page so I could see what they were doing. Like, who does that? Like, people normally don't want you to know what they're doing because they're competitive. But with Arbonne, it's just not like that at all. And I knew this, but it really hit me that we have the nicest people, the friendliest people, the most genuine consultants, and we are so lucky to be part of something so amazing. There are no other companies out there where everybody is nice to everybody. Like, everybody is so nice, and it's unheard of, especially in like a salesy type environment. I know that we do so much more than sell products, but it was awesome. Kendall and my new girl, Elena, and I were just at a vendor show on Sunday, and we met girls from another network marketing company, and they said, we're actually thinking about switching companies. We were like, why? And they said, because of the cattiness. Everyone is stealing everyone's clients. I'm not making as much money anymore because people are quitting my team because there's just so much cattiness. And I just sat there and I was like, wow, I am so thankful that this does not happen here, at least not on our team, because we, come from a success line of leaders who have built their business in an awesome way. They're very trustworthy. They're just genuine, and we're just so lucky. Some statistics that they gave while we were on the trip. So last year, 2014, there was 38 people that earned the trip. This year, there was 163. So I don't know if Arbonne made the qualifications a little bit easier, or if just our company is growing so much that many people earned the trip. But they want more people to earn the trip. They want us there. They want you guys there. So 38 people there were area managers. 69 of those people were regional vice presidents. 26 people were executive regional vice presidents. 17 were national vice presidents, and 13 were executive national vice presidents. So most of the people on this trip were area managers and regional vice presidents. And I don't know why, but this blew my mind, because you always think that the people at the top of the company, you know, they're just at the beach, or they earn every single trip just because of their level. And that's not the case with Arbonne. And I love that about Arbonne, because it constantly keeps us motivated to be going out there and finding new people to join our business and new people that we can help. It's not because Arbonne wants to make money and they want us to keep working so they can make money. You know, obviously that's a great end goal for them, but they want us to go out and help other people. They want us to help people make money, help people build their business, help people stay at home with their kids, walk away from their jobs, pay for a vacation. They want us to help people. And that's what we're paid for. And that's what that trip was designed to do. It was to make us help other people, and for growing our business. So, and this trip was hands down amazing. I really enjoyed the cruise, but I really, really, really enjoyed this trip. They treated us like royalty. Everything was paid for. They served us dinner at a penthouse suite. It had an amazing view of the hotel in the city of Manhattan. They gave us $1,000 gift card to shop at Tiffany & Company. Tiffany actually opened the store an hour early just so that Arbonne consultants could shop there and just have free reign of the whole entire 5-level store. They served us champagne and mimosas. That night they took us to see the Rockettes. The next day we had a training and a breakfast, and it was over in a snap. And honestly, I could have gone to New York and done without all of that and just met the people that I met, because that was the best part of the trip, just talking and networking and getting to know these people. They talked about the growth of this company and how we're growing every single month. And we talked about this at our local team meeting tonight. Arbonne is going to be huge. It's crazy that we've been around for 36 years and we're still just at the ground level. There are still so many people in Pittsburgh that I say, you know, I sell Arbonne, and they don't even know what that is. And I love that, because we get to be the ones that introduce this company and this brand to people, and we are going to be the ones that they remember when they hear the word Arbonne, and we're going to be the ones that they come back to. So you are so smart for being in this business now and for starting your business now. And I encourage you to not sit on the sidelines like I did for 2 years, and just work it with all that you have, because this company is growing, the consultant base is growing, and these products are amazing, and you want to get them into the hands of everybody that you know. I mean, I can't even imagine what this business or what our team is going to look like in 5 years, let alone 10 or 15 years. I read a quote, and it said, "The future of network marketing is unlimited. There's no end in sight. It will continue to grow because better people are getting into it. They are raising the entire standard of multi-level marketing to the point where soon it will be one of the most respected business methods in the world." We're so lucky that right now, network marketing is huge. People are okay with network marketing. 20 years ago, it was like a dirty word. Like you just didn't do it. And some of us might have parents that are like, "Oh my God, you're doing what?" It's one of those things, like that pyramid thing, you know, like corporate America that I just walked away from. That is a pyramid scheme. This is not a pyramid scheme. This is networking. This is building networks. So do you guys believe that? Because I do. And every day there are amazing people joining my business and becoming my clients, people that I want to work with, not people that I have to work with, not people that I have to talk to on a daily basis, people that I actually want to work with and want to spend my time with. I love everything. So what is your vision for your business? Where do you see yourselves? How do you envision your team in 10 years? Do you have a business in all countries that we do business in? Are you at the top of the company? How many lives have you changed? You know, what is your goal? And, you know, break that goal down into smaller little mounds instead of these huge mountains that look, you know, insurpassable, and just do it and just go for it. I've been in Arbonne a little over 4 years now, and like I said, I was one of those people that did not get it when I signed up. I didn't even know what network marketing was. I thought Kendall was cute and like I wanted to be her friend. And it took me 2 years until the light bulb finally went off, until I was sick of sitting in a cubicle all day And I made a decision that I was like, I'm going to quit my job one day and I'm only going to do Arbonne. And I told myself that 2 years ago. And I said, I was 25 and I said, okay, I'm going to do this by the time I'm 30. And my goal was also to be married and have a kid by the time I was 30, and I'm pushing 28, so I don't think that's going to happen. But I did quit my job yesterday at the age of 27, and I have envisioned the day where I could call my manager and I could send him my resignation letter for 2 years. I have envisioned that day. And in February of last year, I stood in front of my team and I said, when I promote 6 district managers direct to me this year, I'm going to quit my job. And my goal was July, and I promoted my 7th district manager January 1st. And so I was like, all right, I said I'm doing it, so I'm doing it. And I just did it. But my goal was to help 6 other people. So it was to help other people get what they wanted so that I could get what I wanted, which was to do R1 full time and to walk away from a job that just sucked the life out of me. And I envisioned that. And I talked to Kendall about it all of the time. I talked to Matt about it. I talked about it and I saw it and I knew that it was happening. I had no idea who those district managers were going to be, but I had an idea of maybe 1 or 2 back in February because my business is completely different than it was back then. But I just knew that it was going to happen. So I'm going to leave you guys with one last quote, and that is, there will be a few times in your life when all your instincts will tell you to do something that defies logic, upsets your plans, and may seem crazy to others. When that happens, you do it. You listen to your instincts and you ignore everything else. Ignore the logic, ignore the odds, ignore the complications, and just go for it. I love you guys, and I'm so honored to be a part of this amazing team, and I cannot wait to see where 2016 takes us. I know that there are going to be so many more Mercedes on the road and promotions and money and trips, and we're going to have so much fun, and I love you. Thank you.